Alrighty, y'all, welcome to Ellis Mowers. We have a relatively nice looking Scott's brand push mower here that we're going to be working on today. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad of a fix. We'll find out. Got the Briggs engine on it, about 6.5 horse. Oil seems to be good on it. Doesn't smell like fuel from what I can tell. It's just dirty, and it is got an issue with the self-propel handle on it, which I've got another one. Hopefully they're interchangeable. I also have another one under the house that I believe came off of one of these type push mowers that's a little bit older, or that was a little bit older. So that's all I know about it so far. The whole spring action and everything works just fine for this right here. It looks like somebody might have potentially replaced the spring on it with another spring. It still works like it should. It's a little bit easier to pull back than usual though. It's actually a good idea for me to have later on if I have some stubborn cables. Blade's actually still really sharp on it, and won't even have to touch that. Just do a quick oil change. So you can see this mower's probably been stored, because look, there's really minimal rust on it. I got it in a bunch of items along with that push mower and weed eater and stuff over there. So I paid 20 bucks for it, on top of, it was very convenient. The guy lives half mile down the road. Didn't have to go very far at all to get it. So this video consists of getting it running and getting this fixed. I don't know what else we might run into with this thing, but what I'm first going to do, because the tank is dry, and let me get my tools out so that we can see if there is a dirty air filter with it. I've been running through these air filters like water here lately, because I got all those 11 push mowers for $75. Almost all of them are Quantum engines, and this one appears, yeah, it could use replacing. I'm at least going to try and beat it out, but this one actually has the pre-filter on it, which is crusty and corroded. So we'll go ahead and replace both of these. I'll throw the pre-filter away. At the very least, I'll beat out that air filter, but I'll probably replace it. So there is no gas in it right now. Fuel line's pretty crusty. I'll have to replace that as well. And we're just going to see if I put gas in it, if this thing will run. It will also need a primer bulb. Primer bulb's about had it. It's actually doing a little bit better now that I've pumped it, but it still needs replacing. So we know that it needs a primer bulb, a fuel line, and at the very least I got to clean the air filter on it. Probably end up replacing it because it's pretty clogged in there as well. So let me find some gas, see if we can at least get this thing to kick over, start, and maybe run a little bit. Alright, so put some gas in it. Definitely going to need a fuel line. Primer's trying to prime. I don't see anything going up in there. Let me hit some carb cleaner on it real quick. See if we can at least get it to start, and maybe it'll run for us. Alright, let's see what we got. It's not trying to hit a lick, is it? Very interesting. We'll try one more here. Plugs in it good. That looks good. go. So it will kick over and run. I probably need some carb work done on it though. Sounds like it. We'll break into the carb and see what it looks like. Just spewing grass out right now. Alright, so we know it runs. We know it's got a fuel leak, which we will fix. And so the next order of business, I'm going to take off the beauty cover here with 2 screws. 1, 2. I can take that off too. Number 3. It's just kind of hanging out on the top there. I put very little gas in it, so I'm not really worried about what leaks out. We're going to wash it anyways. It's about all leaked out as it is. Replace the fuel line on it. We're going to break open the carb, which is 3 5/16. 1, 2, and 3. We'll get that off. And then once I get to that point, I'll catch up with y'all. Yeah, we're not really getting any. Got gas coming through the primer bulb, but nothing really going through anything else. So it's probably got a little leakage somewhere in there. Let me do all that, and I'll catch y'all whenever I get to the carburetor. Alright, I've shown some of y'all how to do this. This trash line, or this gas line is trash. Excuse me, I feel like I got something caught in my throat. You don't have to take those 2 screws off. I don't know why I did. You do have to take, excuse me, this screw off in order to get the 3 5/16 inch bolts for the carburetor off. So now, for the air filter backing plate, now we can get to the carburetor. Carburetor is just 2 3/8 inch. Probably is easier to get the gas line off first. Which I've already got some pliers over here. So there we are. Just take your pliers and pop that off, as always. And over here as well. Sure, this gas line is in bad shape. What I know about the mower is that I bought it from a guy who does lawn service, and he gets people's old equipment that I guess is not cutting grass anymore. So all I know is that the mower was running, and now it's just been sitting a while, and obviously it's got the tail signs of a carb issue. Runs fine otherwise, it seems. I mean, it's a Quantum. It's going to run just fine. What Quantum doesn't? Alright. 3/8. Oh, that's tight over there. So. And one more. Now we'll take this off. Worst case, I got another carburetor for it, ready to rock and roll. I just got to put it on here. But we're going to take this carburetor. I'm going to check. Find enough space on my bench, and we'll break into it and see what we got. Alright, so a 1/2 inch will get you in it. Put the bowl nut on the bottom here. What do we have? Could be worse. Yeah, that main jet is clogged at the top there. That's what my issue is. Let's see if I can break the bowl open here. Wants to be a little stubborn, I see. I mean, if you were a 20-year-old carburetor, you would be a little stubborn too, right? Let's see what we can do here. Don't want to mess up the bowl too bad here. Let me see if I can find a smaller screwdriver. It's not the one I want, but let's see what we can do here. I'm not going to let y'all watch me struggle. Just know that I got to get this off. Potentially tap it. Just that seal's been on there for so long. Doesn't want to let go. So I'll get this thing out, let go, see if at the very least we can get inside and see what it looks like. And I'll catch y'all then. Alright, a little more encouragement with the screwdriver. I just kind of hit it like that. Got it broken loose, didn't really damage the seal any, so that's always a win. Bowl's a little crusty on the bottom, as is the float. Definitely not bad considering the things that I have seen from these. We're going to give it a nice little carb bath and some carb spray, including the bowl, and just wipe it out. And also take some wire through the main jet here, which I could probably show you real quick what I do. So you got some wire. You have your two sides of the jet right there. Just pop the wire through. Make sure it goes through. You can kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Get it cleaned out a little bit better that way. You can see all the junk and whatnot that came out of the wire. And then the one at the top here is, I believe, the one that's clogged. Which I can now see through it. But now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a nice little carb spray bath. Got a rag here, a little bit of spray. Ooh. Thought the float was bad, but it was just the needle on the float that was causing a ruckus. So you look, a little bit of carb spray. Sorry, I'm trying to get that angle of the camera. A little bit of carb spray got basically all the residue off of the float here. We'll do the same thing to the bowl. I'll put y'all up just a little bit further so that you can see. You don't need a ton. I'm just going to let it sit in there for a second. We're going to pop some of the jets here to make sure that they are good. Yes. I believe that's good also. Make sure I didn't get y'all wet in that endeavor. That one's good. That one's good. spraying you like crazy right now, aren't I? That's the primer one. You see it come out at the bottom there, so that's good. Jet will spray as well. Make sure we see it coming out the top. Yep. Awesome. So now, take my rag here and clean everything up. Luckily, it's just a little varnish. This stuff isn't like corroded where like water and stuff has gotten into it. I see that a lot of times. A lot of times that is not salvageable. However, when you see varnish, that generally is. So, just wipe this off as well. Easy enough. Wipe this down as well here in the carb. So you can see it did not take much to get this carb clean. You can see the varnish right there, right here, that I sprayed out. So basically we got it all clean already. Put the everything up there looks pretty good too. So we'll go ahead and put the needle and seat back in here. With the float, which I have misplaced as I always do. There it is. If you work on a lawnmower and you did not displace something, you didn't do it right, or misplace. You didn't do it right. I have bolts that disappear on me all the time. Makes no sense. Alright, bolt nut. And what are we in? 6 minutes? 6 minutes, we've taken it off. Okay, granted I did struggle a little bit with getting the breaking loose the bowl from the carburetor. But apart from that, we've gotten everything in, cleaned and out basically on this carburetor, which is great. So now, y'all saw how I took it off. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on. I'll go ahead and put another gasket or two on there too. Make sure that it is sealing properly and that it is priming properly. Probably go ahead and put another primer bulb on it as well while I'm thinking about it. But we'll go ahead and get this remainder of this gasket off. And put it back on the mower. See if we got any action. I had it come loose on me whenever I put the bowl nut back on and I was scrubbing off my gasket here. I just want to make sure that this is the way that y'all saw me put it on, just in case I absentmindedly did not. Needle inside the float with the little with your little rod right here. Hopefully I showed you that. I just want to make sure because I know it popped off whenever I cleaned carb or scrape the gasket some. So let me put it back on, and I'll visit y'all on the mower once I get the fuel line and whatnot on it and all that good stuff. Alright, a new gasket, primer bulb. The more I press it, the better it is. And then we're going to look inside there. I don't know if you can see it. Pumping awesome now. So let me go ahead and find me a new air filter. Put my screws back in up top that I took out, as well as right here. And of course I've misplaced one of them, as I always do. But I will do all that, and then ooh, it's under here, I think. Yep. Alright, so I will put these screws back in. We'll take it out and see if this thing will start and run for us. If so, then we'll keep on keeping on with it. Really, the only thing left to do after that's going to be fixing the self-propel nozzle there. Also, I forgot to mention I do have a bag with it. The bag is right over here. The bag's a little warm, but it still does work. So, let me get the air filter in it, and then we will continue on. Alrighty, y'all, got it out. Like I said, we've already had it priming and all that good stuff, so let's see if it runs for us. Self-propel works too. This has got a side shaft self-propel on it. Kind of like some of the old school Murrays and stuff. Let it run for a little bit. We'll address the self-propel situation, and we will continue on. Well, look what we have here. I found this in the stash that I have under the house of handles and whatnot. I probably had this thing a good 3 to 4 years. Probably parted out a Scott's mower sometime in the distant past that was too rusted. I think it was rusted out. So I've got a cable, or I've got this pull mechanism here, the self-propel, right? The cable's bad on it, but I think this is good as long as it didn't break off on the inside. But hopefully it's not part of the handle that broke off on the inside and something else. So let's get a 7/16 ratchet. Bless me. 7/16. 7/16. And we'll go ahead and take this off. See what the situation is we've got with this handle and what parts we may be able to salvage from it. Sorry, I'm sneezing so much here lately. That's a 3/8 on the outside. 3/8. So we're just going to take this off here. See what we got. go ahead and take your handle off too if you want to. Okay, so we're gonna have to break this open. I don't really like breaking these open because they got springs and stuff inside of them. And really no way around it in this case. So there's my cable. That's broken. Oh yeah, this mechanism's good. The cable's just bad on it. So let's see what we have. Just gotta be careful pulling it out so I don't break it. There we go. So let's take a look at how the spring inside goes, right? That looks like how it goes. Like so. So what we're gonna do, see if we can do this successfully. Just take the cable out of it. So there we go. I will leave this just like this. Not gonna touch it. Not gonna take the handle out, not gonna do anything to it. Or am I? Let's see. Can I? Let me see if I can take that. Let's see what will be easier here. Because that spring's a little rusted. And so let's see if taking the handle out will be easier. No, there's a spring inside. I'm going to keep it in there. I'm going to keep it in there because I don't want to mess that handle up. Like I said, we'll keep everything inside it because there's a spring in there. The spring's good right here as well. So we're going to leave it just like that. Let me go get the other one. We'll put it right here. And we'll go ahead and swap everything out on it. Actually, I got to do the other one on the mower. So let me get the mower in here and we'll swap it out. Okay. Next on the list is this. Same deal. Y'all just saw me do it. This mechanism works fine. It's just the little pull handle's broken on. I'm glad I got one of these because if I didn't, I was going to have to improvise potentially with, well, I don't know. Is it crossing one over there? Same. It's pretty darn close if it ain't the same. I think it is the exact same. Either way, this is the easier route. So let's do this. That's a good way to do it. Get close to the bench here. I'll get it so y'all can see it as well. Alright, here we go. We're pulling this one apart. Basically all we're doing is swapping the other one onto this. Now, the mechanism just has to cooperate with me to get it off. I don't want to break the mechanism because I could in theory replace the little pull handle on it and have me a second one ready waiting in the wings whenever I decide I want to replace another one, or whenever I need another one to replace, honestly. Alright, we didn't break it. We just split it in many different pieces. Oops. Okay. Alright, so that's off. Not the way that I want it off, but we are off. this one on. Like so. We'll move this cable to that position. Right there. So the cable goes in that groove right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. Cable boot end goes right there. It appears. So I don't think it would go all the way out. Now we're going to slide this back on. Pop it into place with all the other goodies. Another part of this. This is the delicate part here, because you want to get it right. I'm battling this right now. I gotta get it back into the. I gotta pull this out. That's why I gotta pull it out. Back in. Oh, I see how it goes. The little spring is supposed to pop back down into there, which I can't quite get, it seems. Let's just see what happens with that. Let's try that. Pop it in here. There's a reason why I don't like working on self-propel mechanisms like this, because they seem like they never want to go back together the way that they came apart. Alright, so that's in. This is such a delicate process. Just makes you wanna let's see. Delicate process, friends. Haha, got it. Kind of. Yeah, I did not get it all the way. Oops. Now, while we got it like this, let's go ahead and put it back on the mower. Squeeze it together there. Hope this works. Never really done one of these before, so new adventure for everybody here. Aha! You pull it up, it locks the sub propel. Pull it back a little bit, it unlocks it. We got it, y'all. How about that? Let's go out here and test it out. We'll test it out a few times before I deem it good. So let's see if it cranks. All right, here we go. Sub propel's working. Let it back, it stops. I'm going to take it for a ride up and down the driveway just to make sure it doesn't pop out. That spring's not causing it to, the blades to come on, but I don't really care about that. The kill switch works exactly the way it needs to. Alright, so we got that fixed. Looks like I said, I'm going to take it for a ride up and down the block here. Looks like this little mechanism has come out. We'll pop that back in. Pop some end caps or something on it so it doesn't come back out on this again. And we're going to be in good shape, guys. Yeah, it's missing those little end caps on it. Wherever those went. If we need to weld them, then we will, just to keep them on there. Doesn't really need to be anything pretty as long as it's functional. And we'll clean it up and give y'all a final look and start. I got to change the oil in it as well. But that was a fun little adventure. Never done one of those before successfully, so glad it worked. Alright, y'all, so here it is, cleaned up, ready to roll. When I did wash it, I did notice a couple of small issues. One, obviously the bag is not the best shape. Got that little hole right there in the top. But it's one of those you lift up and you take off, because the inlet of the bag is so small on the bottom down here. The other issue I found, almost like any other Scott's lawnmower you will ever find, is that it's starting to rust here on the back end. On the back left, it's got a couple of small pinholes of rust. That sun is glaring, but there's your pinholes of rust right there. So apart from that, though, it cleaned up really nicely. Everything works on it the way that it's supposed to. I listed it for $120. I actually have somebody who's actually wanting to come get it. I think. We'll see if they come. If not, it'll sell the next day. And it'll go to somebody good. So let me crank it up for y'all. Bit of surge to it. Probably will clear out as long as you keep cutting with it. just that tiny bit of surge there on it. Let's see if it restarts for us. I think we'll call that good. So I hope y'all enjoyed this journey of the Scott's mower with the carb clean and then fixing the self-propel handle there. I mean, apart from that, like I said, I paid 20 bucks for it. I got in the lot, which literally he lives a half mile away from me. I got another weed eater, which I've already sold. This weed eater, that push mower, and this riding mower in here, all for less than 200 bucks. So I figured that, you know, I'll get my money back on it pretty easily. I need to charge the battery on the rider here, but either way, we got, again, I'm almost getting my money back just from this push mower here. So the ride mower is just going to be like, you know, bread and butter onto whatever I got. You know, I already got another weed eater sold and stuff, but I'm getting off track. Air filter here, didn't even have to sharpen the blade. Blade was already sharp on it. I did tack weld, as you can see on the edge here, this rod so that it doesn't come off. That's the only other little thing I had to do on both sides. I tack welded that. And gave it a nice cleaning and a carb clean and fixed the self-propel. So I appreciate y'all watching as always. We'll have another mower on the next video coming up soon. But for now, I'll catch y'all then. And if you want to catch me in real time of what I'm working on, you can catch me at Ellis Mowers 09 on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll see you next time.